Welcome to Stargate SG1 for the first time, still not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Aiken, and I'm watching Stargate SG1 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm also watching Stargate SG1 for the first time. Actually, it's my 47th time. But for the first time, I am intentionally watching the show, trying to seek out the messages that the writers and show creators have hidden deep within. You know, the sci-fi stuff, the things that hold up a mirror to society, give us hope that things can be better in the future, or just teach us how to be better human beings to one another.
Let's see if that happens in this, the 17th episode of the third season of SG1, 100 Days. Last week, you told me this was the title of the episode. I went through quite a journey to decide what this was. In fact, I think I basically pulled out the plot of Fire and Water and said it would be that, but with Jack instead. Then I changed my mind, and I think that Jack is getting arrested, basically, and he's going to serve out a 100-day sentence.
You're a good guesser.
That's what you keep saying.
Yes.
Now, this might be a 100-day sentence, but this wasn't 100 days of an episode. So why don't you tell us what day it came out and all the cool stuff about this one?
Yeah, so 17th episode, third season, aired first here in the United States, February 4th of the year 2000. This story is credited to VC James.
Okay.
VC James is a name you probably are unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
I would like to give this person a shout out. Jeff, are you familiar with the name DC Fontana?
Yeah, a little bit. She's done a couple little things in Star Trek.
And how do you happen to know that DC Fontana is a she?
Only because of modern times where, like, she has been able to come out as Dorothy Fontana.
And the reason she had to go to DC is because people wouldn't accept a female writer as readily as they would a male writer.
Exactly, especially in the 1960s, probably into the 70s and
Yep.
80s as well. Yeah.
Now, I have no idea if that's the issue here with VC or Victoria, as they called her normally on set, Victoria James or VC James. It might have been an homage to DC Fontana. I have no idea. There's no information out there that says one way or the other. But I just want to say, listen, if she is doing this for those stupid reasons, I mean, I know this was 24 years ago for us at this point, 25, 20, God Lord, I don't even know where math is hard.
It is.
I'm glad to be done with that. I hope we're done with that today. Like, we're generally done. Kathleen Kennedy is a name that we hear out there, whether people like it or not. It's still her. And what was the lady did Discovery? She was with Michelle Paradise. You know, so I'm glad that we're in a spot where that is a thing. Anyway, that being said, VC James basically is listed as a production associate through the entirety of season 1 and up through the first half of season 2 through the episode The Tok'ra. And she's done several other productions. She's, like I said, production associate. She's not a production assistant, which is usually like, go get me coffee, go do my laundry, go pick my kids up from preschool.
Yeah.
This girl is like, she's done things like she was the art department coordinator and the clearances coordinator, which is the one that, like, make sure that they have rights to the music or names that they need or things like that. Labels that are in the show and things like that. She's a script coordinator, that kind of stuff. So she'd been around on the show. Basically, must just call him and say, hey, I got an idea for an episode. And I imagine that it was going something like this. Hey, so you know how you guys just did like 2 episodes that kind of mimicked Star Trek Next Generation's Measure of a Man? Well, I was just watching this other Star Trek Next Generation episode, and I've got an idea. Let me pitch it to you. She's talking to Brad Wright, show creator, showrunner, a name you should know by now. And he goes, great idea. I'm going to buy it from you. And then he writes the teleplay. Jeff, my challenge to you is I want to know which TNG episode is this that in Brent's headcanon this episode is modeled after.
Okay.
I am not saying that's how that went down. I'm just saying that's in my imagination how I think it went. Because yikes, I have always said this is Stargate's blank, blank, blank episode.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, there's all that. But much credit to her. You're going to want a box of Kleenexes. I hope you have one nearby.
One of those.
Well, you're either going to be, it could be from laughing so hard or it could be from other things. I'm not going to tell you which. I'm just saying you may, you know, don't be drinking milk because you may like spurt it out of your nose at one point or maybe not. I don't know. Actually, I do know.
We'll see.
But we'll see what happens for you. So anyway, that is this episode. What do you say, Jeff? Let's go watch it and find out exactly what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hey, listen, if you guys are joining us for the very first time, first of all, welcome. You're amazing. You're awesome. We're so glad that you found us here. The way this works is Jeff and I are going to go watch this episode right now. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, stick around because you're going to get the reaction video to Jeff and I watching this episode. And if you're interested in the full unedited reaction, along with all our stuff from Babylon 5 and all the other stuff we have going on here, you just head over to patreon.com/badnerd.
If you're listening to us on a podcasting app, we're about to meet you on the other side of the episode, where I'm going to share my first time reactions. Brent's going to share any of the sci-fi messages that he pulled out of this bad boy. Hey, Brent, I think we got some time on our hands. Let's spend 100 days.
So, Lara, when's the big show start?
Soon.
It's the big show.
Oh, I'm patient. I'm nothing if not patient. When's it start?
Is he always like this?
Quite frequently.
Yes. Quite
Thank you,
frequently.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of fireworks.
Whoa.
Carter, how close was that?
Close, sir.
How big?
Big.
Thought so.
I was rather concerned for a minute there, sir.
I don't understand.
Lara, that's what we call a near miss. If that meteor had struck the ground instead of bouncing off of the atmosphere...
This is an annual event?
Yes, though it grows more spectacular every year. By tomorrow evening, the entire sky...
Yeah, we should probably start evacuating,
What's wrong?
you people.
I'll make some more observations tonight, sir.
Time for that math and
Check
science
the,
to start.
Geological record in the morning.
I'll make a wish.
See, that's what I got.
Tilk will stay silent. That would be kind of cool. Like just hang out by a lake and just watch that stuff shoot
Yeah.
overhead. Like if you're unaware of what that could potentially mean, like
It's just fun and it's beautiful.
Who's going on Daniel's little geology field trip?
Garen?
because suddenly Daniel is a geologist.
No, why not? That's how doctors work,
mean-
right? Just whatever science you need.
Truth be told, I imagine archaeologists probably have a few geology classes.
Mother.
Some of the
Fair
prereqs.
day, and be well.
Sir, I'd like to go back to Earth and input the data I collected from last night's observations into the base's mainframe.
Go ahead.
We're still calling it mainframes back
I was just to say the same thing, mainframe. So real quick, I want to pause because I want to put my story beat idea thing out there before anything else happens.
Okay.
Not Star Trek, but there's a series of books. I don't know if you're familiar. I know a number of our viewers are, but the Dragon Riders of Pern,
Okay.
Anne McCaffrey. I love the first couple books in that series. It got a little ridiculous. But the gist is there's this planet, Pern, and in its orbit is this erratic planet that every 200 years is supposed to come close enough that pieces of it basically fall down into the atmosphere. They call it thread. And if it lands on the planet, it just devours all organic life. So they've found these, they have these dragons that they've bred, and they ride dragons. And when the thread falls, they fly through the air on dragons and they burn it out of the sky. But in this story, in the way it starts, is there was a missed rotation. So it's been 400 years. And everyone's accepted, it's not a problem anymore. Thread's gone because they don't understand the science of it anymore. It's, it's gone. And then, all hell breaks loose and they have to fix everything and blah, blah, blah. So far, this story is really, really sounding similar. So I hope we get to see some dragon riding. That would be cool. Probably not
Yes.
gonna see
Stargate goes fantasy. I like it.
Yeah. Why not? It
I'm sure
totally
you want to
could.
discuss the treaty between our two worlds.
Sure. We could do that.
Yeah, that's what she wants to talk about.
It's like, or
Cool.
cool.
Jack says that.
I gotta be honest.
Yes, he does.
I don't know how they know that.
I'm not
Cool.
really sure that
No, just
cool applies to
this was done by that thing over there. I'm
You
like,
see,
Oh,
something like this
Okay.
happened on my world millions of years ago and nearly wiped out all life.
That's what's
He's a
going on
scientist,
here?
Brent.
Well, we only know that it has happened.
I see no reason to withhold the truth from these people, Daniel Jackson.
Is there anything we can do to stop it?
No.
Get some dragons, shoot them out of the sky.
Exactly. Start breathing fire.
Did you guys not
According to
hear
the
Jeff? He
observations
just gave
I
you the
made
answer.
Last night, the near miss we experienced
So
was
simple.
just the first of hundreds of car-sized asteroids directly in the path of Adora. There may only
From
be
where?
a small number of strikes locally. If that's the case, we can send them home in a few days. If not, we'd be saving the last of a people, sir.
We got some extra rooms here. Just
But I don't think that falls within Stargate's mandated mission.
no.
I mean, doesn't that violate Prime Directive? I mean, I know this isn't
Yeah, well,
Star
there's-
Trek, but I mean,
Kind of would. Hey, you don't know what any of this stuff is. Come through here, and then we'll just send you back.
But I mean, actually just coming through the gate
say
and
you've
saying
come through the
hi
stone
violates Prime
ring.
Directive too, so.
Hard thing to ask a man to believe.
He's already poisoned the culture.
Know what
Kids
you
are
mean.
saying cool. Next thing you know, they're going to start growing their hair long, listening to loud music.
Old man doesn't believe that they came through the gate.
There's nothing more than meets the eye here.
Or like that.
Saw that, didn't you?
Anybody else see that?
Mrs. Carter, sir, I did.
I-
I think it's just the beginning, sir.
I'm sorry. She had to stop and identify herself. Could be a skull.
Which probably means at some point a number of people spent time here.
Perhaps this cave provided a means for a small number of Eudorans to survive the last meteor bombardment.
Or it's where they came to die.
The ancestors.
Kill Daniel. Back to the village ASAP.
Somebody had to survive or
Understood,
the
O'Neill.
population would be gone.
There's people. And more than like two
Folks,
people
we
had to
think the
survive.
fire rain is going to start hitting the ground pretty soon.
Some weird-looking
We'd like to
sunglasses.
take you all back to our planet.
There's enough genetic diversity there. to
There is
still
no threat.
Make them okay.
If just
So.
one big meteor lands within a few miles of here, the resulting explosion could wipe out the entire village.
Year after year, the fire rain comes, goes, and harms no one. Do you not see what they are doing? They want us gone so they can claim our lands for themselves.
That's not true.
If you go with them, you will never see your land again.
There's always one guy like that on these
There's always
ones,
one
isn't there?
like you in a crowd.
Ah!
Want to stay?
Look at that.
Stay.
I have come to know these travelers, and though their world seems far, it is only a step away. I will take that step in good faith.
Netflix made a movie about exactly
Wish to
that guy. I
follow.
think it's called
Join
Look
us at the
Up,
stone ring.
because there was a meteor coming
The
for, and
ancestors
it's people.
protected
No, there's not. Just
Well,
literally look
there's
up.
there's
You only take
always
what
the
you
one
can
guy
carry
who
till
wants
we
to
find
keep everybody
food and
back.
water where we're going.
Who thinks everybody's trying to take their stuff away. Hey, smart guy, do you remember that from ever
All
happening?
right, folks, train's leaving. Let's move.
They're
Hey,
now
you won't
looking
see
at
your
each other
lands
going,
again.
Garen,
what's a train?
don't forget the prayer chain that your
What's
father gave you.
moving?
Have you
Just so
seen
you
Garen?
know, Garen was that boy
Daniel.
and then
Neil.
his
Down
girlfriend
with
who
Neil.
went to the
Garen, come
cave
back
with
with you?
Daniel.
Okay.
You should be here, O'Neill.
The cave. We were talking about how previous generations survived. They must have gone back there.
All right, you three go. Get these people out of here. We'll find the kids and catch up.
SG1's code, sir.
Oh, there he
Here they come,
is!
people. Doctors stand by to receive refugees.
Yes, sir.
That had some stank on that.
Mm-hmm.
He does not look happy. What if one of those flies through the Stargate into the SGC?
Please respond.
It would come out with at least the same momentum, right?
Uh-huh. I think.
What they do is they shut the Stargate off while it's mid-transport, so it stays in the pattern buffer.
Yeah, for
That is the last
decades.
The rest wish to remain behind.
How many?
Approximately 1/3 of the village.
He can dial home when he gets here.
She should have said phone home.
I think there might have been a little legal issue with that.
Oh.
DC would have had to go do some clearances to make sure that would work. Yeah. You don't often see the gate through the other side.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We're losing wormhole stability.
General Hammond, I wish to return immediately with a search party.
You can't, Tilk. That last hit was right on top of the gate. You'd be walking into a firestorm.
I am willing to take that risk.
I'm not willing to let you.
You could wait 24 hours and send a Malp through, sir.
Major Carter's right. If it's safe by tomorrow, you'll all go.
He looks a good guy. Like, I'm returning right now.
Like, not so much. Oh, wow.
Hammond's right.
Kill.
You know?
Yeah.
I like
Great
that
to
they
go
don't-
help your buddy, but
I like that they don't argue with him. Like, they allow him to actually be an authority. You know?
and when they have argued with him, it's in his office behind closed doors.
Very rarely
And
do
then
they ever
It's
just
still
outright
pretty hot
support
out
him.
there. We should stay put.
Exactly. In the end, they listen. What do you do?
And the Malp must have been destroyed as soon as it reached the other side. There's no other explanation.
Shut it down. Until you can provide me with answers to this problem, the rescue mission is scrubbed. Inform our visitors they'll be staying with us until we can make a proper assessment of our situation.
Yes, sir.
Literally what their guy said back on the planet.
Uh-huh.
It's not a good look,
dude.
Jeff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hope dude's still on the planet and not in the SGC. That's gonna get ugly real fast.
You know, I know it's not a good look, but sometimes not a good look is just a look.
That's
you
fair.
know, like it's
Mhm.
not. There's actually nothing nefarious here. It's a bad look. I get it, but
any bad that's there is you're feeding it in yourself. Kind of a life thing right there. Chew on a little bit.
Lara,
It is all right.
one struck Talmar's home. 3 families were inside.
Yeah, you feeling like a jerk right now? Maybe just
We're all
a little bit.
left.
Why did you stay?
On the 3rd day, we could take no more. We fled to the stone ring, where it used to be.
Used to be?
Oh. It didn't go through the gate. It went on. It went through the gate.
Through the gate. Yeah. It didn't go through the wormhole. It actually went through the gate. You remember how explosive Naquita is?
Uh-huh.
They've got it in the soil and the gate's made out of it.
Looks like Shady Sands in the Fallout TV show.
It's gone.
So Earth doesn't have spaceships. Like they couldn't just gate to a nearby world and fly or whatever. Like they don't have a way of getting him unless they can get somebody to help.
Well, they know the Tok'ra. They have spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
The Asgard have
Tolan.
spaceships.
Yeah.
Did the Tolan have spaceships?
I think so.
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. Because, they just had the defense cannons. You're right. They probably don't.
The Nox don't have a spaceship. Well, actually, the Nox might. They have the flying city up there.
Right. And they could also just like whoosh, whoosh to get to him, maybe grab him and whoosh, whoosh their way back.
Right.
But I think without calling in extra help, Jack's a Doan or whatever now.
And who knows where in the galaxy anybody is. Like they could be in the Delta Quadrant or whatever for all we know. Like,
All right. So this is okay. Now we're in the episode.
I'll never see my people again. They can never come home.
Oh yeah, that was them too.
Nope.
And you,
say it. Say it. Say it. We all know it. So at least these guys striking didn't cause like full on nuclear winter, you know?
Which is pretty shocking, really.
Yeah. I mean, it messed a bunch of stuff up, but.
thanks be to the ancestors that we live and have a roof to shield our heads. Thanks be to the ancestors that we have food.
It's almost like if they just went into the caves like their ancestors did, things would have worked out okay. Except they'd all be stranded there then.
Of our people because of you.
My mother and father.
Just go punch
Took
that
them
guy
away
straight
through
in the
that
face.
thing, and now it is gone.
That thing probably saved their lives. And if you'd have shut up and listened to me in the first place, this wouldn't be the situation.
You would have gone on a week's
This is
vacation
my
then.
home. And you are welcome here.
Tell him, Lara.
Thank you.
Jack has a stoicism that's going to
No
serve
signal
him
from the
well,
radio
where it's like he's
transmitter, sir.
upset. Also, he's
If
like,
the Adoran
this
Stargate
is the
was truly
situation.
buried, how then was a wormhole established?
The meteor hit while the wormhole was active.
So,
So it's possible that the molten Naquita hardened just above the event horizon.
like an iris.
Yeah.
Sergeant, shut it down.
Okay. What do you. I feel like I know what you're questioning here, and I can totally answer it for you, but what are you questioning here?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Okay.
Like,
So you've heard them tell people to bury their gate.
yes.
Okay. And the reason why is because when you bury the gate, you fill in the circle,
Mhm.
the wormhole cannot establish. It can't whoosh. So when they try to dial the gate, the seventh chevron won't lock.
Okay.
Okay. And you
'Cause you
can't,
can't.
you can't establish a wormhole, period. Right. So what they're saying here is, well, why, if we can't get through, if nothing's getting through, if nothing's rematerializing on the other side, then what's going on? Because they were able to establish a
They
wormhole.
connected.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
were able to have a connection. So what's going on? And Sam just said, well, the molten Naquita from the asteroid or whatever must have, like, it was an active wormhole, right? So it just covered the wormhole and hardened. And so now
Oh.
it's over like an iris.
It's like it's like their iris protector thing almost.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
So if they go through, they're going to smack and turn
right
into
in that iris.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Which is what happened to the Malp when they sent it in the second Malp when they
Mhm.
just sent it, is bam, bam. Can't do anything about it. So that's where they are.
General Hammond,
the right
perhaps the
thing
door
to
can be
do.
reached by another means.
That's right. The Tok'ra could send a ship.
Or the Tolan.
Let me at least contact
Oh,
those
the
of our allies
Tolan!
that are
See?
capable
There
of
you go.
interstellar travel. See if they're willing to help.
Very well, Doctor.
Just
Look at that.
dial them up.
Yeah. 1-800 the Tok'ra.
Honestly, Jeff, you don't know how accurate that statement is right now.
It'd have to be the Tok'ra because it's too many.
We'll talk about that on a future episode. Just file this back in the back, way back of your memory.
I thought you might like a clean work shirt.
Here you are back in
Husband of the word. I made it for him just
1955.
before he died.
Calvin
Chances
Klein.
Stargate is just
We have
buried.
to
It's the name
rebuild
on your
the
underwear.
harvest, and there are very few of us now.
So get to work.
Right? We need you in the field. Go.
I know you're not feeling pretty great. Probably tired, sore. Get to work.
We need to plant some seeds. We gotta get this thing rolling again. That's good leadership on her part.
Uh-huh. Totally.
I mean, we certainly get the impression she's the village leader.
I think so.
I don't know that
yeah.
we've ever really established that, but you kind of get that impression. But you talk about Jack's stoicism just a second ago. I'm not going to call her stoic, but I mean, hey, so here's where we are. This is what's going on. We can't dwell on all of this and have a pity party. We got to get back to living here.
Yeah.
You know,
she's somebody who's been through some stuff and understands, you know, that this is life has to go on and life isn't easy.
Right.
It's also getting a little uncomfortable. Like, so she's going to, like, he slept in her bathroom basically because she's like, I'm just going to come in here and wash.
In my
Showed her
pajamas.
leg. Yeah. There's her leg and everything right there. And then, hey, here's a shirt. Made it for my husband just before he died, and now it's yours. I think Jack's gonna.
Yeah. See what happens. You know, I mean, it's a fair point though. Anytime you move in with somebody, you're gonna eventually see them in their underwear.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
That's part of living together.
One person might be able to go through, sir, and dig it out.
I think we can safely assume Teal'c would volunteer. But
We don't have a particle beam generator, sir. We'd have to build one.
then you better get started.
Cool. I need $1.5 billion.
You know, here's the thing. I would love to believe that our military, and I'm going to speak for the American military here. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but this is America, how we do it over here. And a lot of our TV, we would go through all of that for one person. I would love to believe that that's true.
Right.
In no way, shape, or form do I think it actually is. I would love to believe that if one of our people is unjustly kept in another area, especially if it's a military person, that we're sending Delta Team 6 in to go extract them, and it's a 4-man team, and they're going to get in and out unscathed, and you know, whatever. I would love to believe that that's true. I just don't think it is.
You know what we do instead? Write a movie about it.
Yeah,
and then make, you know, cash in on the tragic story of so and so.
You miss him.
Well, there's got to be some survivor's guilt at play there too.
No.
Good call on Fraser's part there.
Are you sure? I mean, ever since they had that little thing in Broke a Divide.
Right? Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Also, it could just be we got through and he didn't. And I don't feel good about that.
Well, she also said you miss him. She's like, yeah, I do miss him. Which, I mean, you know, Jeff, when you and I go too long between getting together and record, I miss you.
I miss you. It's like our whole thing where it's been too long.
Right? And then we spend 2 hours before pressing record. It happens, folks. It happens.
It really
Sometimes
does.
we actually record that part and put it on our Patreon page.
Do you?
No.
Uh-oh.
Payton has invited you to evening supper.
Why? He doesn't even like me.
He's very grateful for all the help you've given him in rebuilding his home.
I just hammered a few nails.
It's interesting he still has his dog tags on.
I was just noticing that. Yeah.
Still, you've worked very hard. Thank you.
Anything I can do.
Settling in, but still has
There
a
is
foot
something.
back home.
Yeah? What?
No, it's too soon.
No, come on. Don't do that. What?
You'll know when the time comes.
I need a little help here. Hint.
Oh, there it is. Now, this is an earned relationship.
And it's happened in the space of 25 minutes.
3 months.
Well, but for you and me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not hard. It is not hard.
This isn't Janeway and Chakotay in Resolutions or Resolutions. Where they're trapped on that planet.
Yep. He makes it a bathtub.
He's just trying to get off, but
Particle
he's
beam is operating at
settling in.
112% of predicted efficiency.
10 points if you can guess who he's going to get led to.
Right. I wonder.
Peeking or not.
Oh, Lyra.
With
How
Panea.
weird.
Or whatever his name is.
Oh, look where the ancestors guided me. It's
Yeah,
kind of cool. It seems like the village is accepting of him and the relationship and everything.
He's
Malp should be arriving at the Adora
settling
gate.
back in.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa, there. See?
It's like my colonoscopy.
The gate is horizontal as you thought, Major Carter.
And the Malp just slipped back through the event horizon.
I hope you do, son. Because if you fail to dig your way to the surface, this will be a one-way trip.
Nackwood is pretty hard stuff.
Right. Well, here we are.
Just us.
I know that ask. Where are the kids?
It's like it's been a while, but
Expect a massive headache tomorrow.
I want you to give me a child.
Whoa! I forgot
wanted
about
to
that
be
line.
patient.
I feel like we skipped a couple steps.
I wanted to wait until you had let go of the life you left behind.
Oh.
Until you knew that you belonged with us. I see it in your eyes.
That is a bittersweet realization.
You should know, part of me is never going to let go of what I left behind.
It's not the part I want.
It's right here.
So let's bear in mind, this is a family-friendly show here.
It is.
This is also a Showtime show we're watching right now.
Isn't Garen her son, grown-up Garen, who's now going to be betrothed or whatever, and she wants another kid?
That's a pretty big age gap.
Yeah. But it's very different culture, different needs. That's a cool shot. I like how they did that.
I just thought you might not need these things anymore.
Well, hang on. Some of that's pretty good. The jacket is...
Does it remind you of home?
toss it.
Are you sure?
She seems pretty bent on eliminating everything from his Earth story kind of thing.
Well, I mean, she's really smart and knows that as long as he exists there, he cannot exist here. What if you go through a drill bit or two?
What's your progress, Teal?
4 inches.
Leave me alone, Daniel. I'm working.
It's difficult, Daniel Jackson.
Good luck, Teal.
4 hours of oxygen, Jeff. Feels like they could have sent him with a breathing machine and a few tanks of oxygen.
A little bit, maybe.
Maybe some lights. Maybe some...
15 seconds.
A power bar. Oh. Battery still got charged.
Still shut down. 5 seconds.
There you go. At least crack some glow sticks or something, man.
I thought I heard a sound come from this. Perhaps a voice.
It's good for her. She could have hid that.
But how long has she hid that?
Well, she said earlier today. But
Dude,
yeah,
that's
is it
4
true?
hours. Not that she knows that. 4 hours.
This is Colonel Jack O'Neill. Come in.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm
O'Neill.
drilling.
Teal, where the hell are you?
Attempting to reach the surface. Little oxygen remains on here.
I got you an RDF signal.
It's amazing battery life.
He had it turned off most of the time.
Also, don't swing too hard. His head's right there.
Feels like this is an all hands on deck call the village.
Mm-hmm. But we need this. This is... it's uncomfortable.
There is nothing here. His friend is down there. Go.
She
Okay,
can
now
let
he's
him
got
go.
it. We're good.
Yeah, she can let him go and still feel awful about it.
Stubborn son of a bitch!
So when the third map sent back just a few seconds of telemetry, we knew the gate was horizontal. And is he all right?
He's still in there, guard.
He's fine. I just don't think he was expecting to go home again.
You must be very happy to be going home.
It's true.
Come with me.
I belong here.
I'll come back soon. We still have that treaty to talk about.
Back to business. Not very clear if gave her a child or not.
Ever see Search for Spock there, Jeff?
Right? Oh, yeah. There that's the universal sign right there for I got a kid.
Although it just happened last night, so it's a little early, but still. All right, Jeff, we have just finished watching this episode, 100 Days. You just watched it for the very first time? Talk to us, my friend.
Didn't realize that I watched 100 Days. I thought I was watching TNG's The Inner Light.
Boom! There it is. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll call it the Inner Light. I'll call it the Inner Light light.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, because Picard he lived an entire life, right? Kids, grandkids, everything.
Accepted it. It went through that same journey Jack did.
Yep. But Jack, we got his for 3 months. But still, same idea. I think a little less of a emotional hit than the Inner Light, but still a very emotional hit. This is
I disagree. I'm sorry. I'm going to disagree with you there.
Okay. How so?
Because when we got to the end of the Inner Light, what you realize is everything he experienced was all of those people were already dead for years.
Long time. Mm-hmm.
Maybe centuries, millennia. They're all still there. Picard was living somebody else's life in the Inner Light. Jack was living his life in 100 days. It's the difference to me of finishing a really good book and experiencing it for yourself. And the fact that he had to hug her and leave her, which we'll talk about that in a few moments. But the fact that he had to go through that, his heart was already there in Endora. you know, and now he's going to go back. And this is still syndicated television. So, you know.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Going to happen. That's actually my last note is, will he come back? Will this be an ongoing relationship? And probably not. But I think I will agree that what makes this emotionally as heavier than Inner Light is that Jack consciously made the choice to leave and go back. Whereas with Picard, it just ended. The simulation ended and sent him back. What I think is different though is, yeah, he was living someone else's life, but it was his life. He went through the same thing of giving up hope that he was going to go back to whatever. He accepted his fate, went all in. Like that was him. He wasn't just like in the character and watching. He was making those decisions and experiencing all of those different things. He had to learn how to play the flute and all those. So I think the life piece, I think that Picard, so my note right before my last note is just Jack gonna need some therapy. I think Picard would need more therapy. Jack's gonna need some, and they're different things, but not here to compare it to
also,
the Inner Light
Jack can go back and visit anytime he wants.
Exactly.
Picard
exactly.
can't.
Yeah, that's done. It's like, and I think that's why even in the series Picard, we got the callbacks to him playing the flute, was because that's his only connection to all of that. Like there is a version of this where he and Lara do have an ongoing relationship, and he does go back and see her. It's just long distancey, you know, and
or she moves in with him,
or back and forth,
or he retires and goes to her,
or there's real next steps that could come from this. Very unlikely, given the nature of television, especially at that time. But
I will say though, don't forget how Stargate operates. How often have you seen a character come back? How often have you seen a character come back multiple times? Looking at Jacob, Martouf, you've seen Braytak a few times. You've seen, I'm not thinking of anybody else off the top of my head right now. I mean, Gate Guy's back.
Finally.
You know? So,
but I think for watching this for the first time, I went through a lot of thoughts as to what the episode was gonna be, right? So during the watch of the episode, I stopped and thought, oh, this might be a version of the Dragon Riders of Pern, and the weird astrological events that happen in Impact Planets. My very first note that I made on here was, this has to be the episode with the most technobabble and science in it. Like, it was so overloaded, and it was totally appropriate. Like, it was kind of cool, and it's like, here, this is the work that Sam does.
Right. And Daniel too.
And Daniel, we see Daniel do his stuff a lot, though. It's not as, I don't know, it's just geological stuff or whatever. Sam was like creating stuff from nothing. And I think a lot of credit has to go to Amanda Tapping for just rattling that stuff off. Like, I believe that she knew exactly what she was talking about.
Right.
I think, so there's the whole episode that happens. Lara was great, great leader, really encouraging person. I had questions around, like, is she being like weird? Like, is she overly aggressive and cutting him off from his old life? Because we really quickly pivoted away from the science stuff. I mean, that still happened over there, but the real story happened to me. The real story started when we saw Jack on the canoe, and it says 3 months later. That's when we got into this stuff, and Jack at that point was in the process of making that decision of, this is where I live. And I think what's interesting about it is, I asked the question at the end, what was the nature of his relationship with Lara? She said that night, I believe it was that night before, the way they handled time stuff was a little weird in the episode and difficult to track, but she's like, I want you to give me a child. And then, like, they kind of, was Jack about the whole thing, and not sure if anything actually happened or not. We got the sign at the end. She's kind of holding, down in the womb area.
Well, she did the Savick thing at the end of Search for Spock, right? Or the beginning of Voyage. It's all running together for me right now.
It was end of Search.
End of Search for Spock.
Yeah, when they were on Vulcan.
Yeah, the
same thing. So I think what's neat about the way they did that is it's wide open as to what can happen. But what is the most interesting part of this episode to me, though, is the second that she shares the radio and says there was a voice on it. Because in that moment, if Daniel's like, or Daniel, if Jack is 98%, this is me now,
Mm-hmm.
and then he heard that voice, that slapped over, that went down to 0% that fast, just in a heartbeat. And he went down, he's got, I'm going to get Tilk, I'm going to do this. He was so eager and so excited to reignite that old life. And it wasn't until he looked at her and saw her that he had that realization of like, oh, I had a really good thing that was building here, and I have to walk away from that. And in that moment, you said it a minute ago, in that moment when he gives her the hug and brings up the treaty, I found that to be a hug goodbye.
Yeah.
And a readjustment of the relationship to like, oh, by the way, we're going to talk about treaties now, and thank you for the memories, and I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, this is a powerful episode. Really well done, really strong, and good placement in the season as well. I think, we're coming off Ergo, which was, meant to be a good time.
It was hilarious.
It was intended to be that. And then
It was
getting
so
here, and then from what I understand, we're going to start picking up.
Yeah, we had Pretense, we had Foothold, we had the two-parter that you really liked before that. Like, we're in a good run here.
Yeah, very good. And I think just the pacing and stuff, the way the episodes are moving us through, big, kind of little and fun. Okay, getting a little more intense. But
you also have like big action, and you have this, and you have this, and then you're gonna almost small it down to something like this. Yeah, like it's a good pacing. I like your word there.
It is, and I think it's really just helping me appreciate season 3 even more than I have so far. We need to update our tracking board with the nothing.
Well, before you get there, there's nothing on our tracking board. This is the section where we talk about Jeff's first time watch, and I really try to abstain from putting my own experiences in there because I've seen this show so many times, and I try to just let that pure first time watch. Maybe I'll ask some questions, push back, or string you along a little bit.
Yeah,
I would like to in this moment, because this is one of the few episodes where I clearly remember Brent's very first watch of this episode.
Oh, really? Okay.
And my feelings coming out of this. And I want to express what I know is my first time watch reaction, which is my same reaction I have every single time I come out of watching this episode. And I'm having it right now without foreknowledge of what comes in the future. You said it in the middle of this episode. This relationship is earned. This isn't some closing shot. We're going to interlock our fingers and now everybody's going to freak out. This isn't, Chakotay and Seven, or Worf and Deanna, which is way worse than Chakotay and Seven ever was.
It's not Jack and Alt Sam.
Right. It's not Jack and Broca Divide Sam, who's hopped up on antihistamines or whatever, non-antihistamines. It's an earned relationship.
Big time.
I like Lara. Lara is a great foil for Jack.
Yes.
She puts him in his place. She lets him know what's up. She also respects him. She clearly admires him. She clearly loves him
supports him, believes in him.
Supports him. Yeah. She wants him to father a child with her. She wants him in her life, and she is trying to help push him that way. And this will lead more into my messages here in just a few moments. But when they leave, my response to this every single time is, I love this relationship. I want to see her back. Perhaps not in every episode. I understand how television works, but I need to see her back as a regular recurring character. When this show is done, I need Jack to return to her.
That's the end. Yep.
But I need him to not just be gone from her life for the next however many years the show's going to have left.
Have her be the Jacob that shows up from time to time.
Yeah.
Have him decide, I've got some leave time.
Yeah.
I'm heading off to see Lara.
I'm going to go see Lara. Hey, we've got this weekend off. Cool. I'm going over to Lara's.
What a great way. Because Robert Dean Anderson is doing other stuff, and there's times you're only going to have a couple lines in this episode for whatever. Cool. Those lines can be, hey, I'm heading off to see Lara. Cool. You don't have to bring the actor in. Just mention the name and keep it alive.
Just tell us he's gone to see Lara.
Yeah. He doesn't even have to be there.
Dial him up on the gate TV computer thing, or if you have to, if you got to get him in the episode for some reason or another. Yeah. All of that is true. Like I said, I know what happens. I know how often they do or don't come back. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you just hold it in the back of your mind for as long as I always had to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I want her back. I like her, and she's still there.
Yeah.
She's still there.
And still leading stuff. And to your point that you made in the episode, in 25 minutes, they developed and earned this relationship in a way that both you and I want more of it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's really great writing. Sci-fi messages, my friend. What do you got?
Yeah. So I have two, and I don't know that these were necessarily intended messages of a show, but certainly something we can pick out of the show. Mourning. Let's talk about mourning. When you experience a loss, time is needed for mourning. You have to take time. You have to give people time to mourn. You know, there's a reason why many cultures, a spouse dies, a father dies, or whatever, they wear black for so many days, weeks, months, or something of that nature. They do something that signifies that they're in mourning. And then there comes a time when they're out of mourning and they got to move on. It is okay to be sad about what you lost. Yeah. You know, and Lara really pushed Jack to like get over it and get on. I don't know that Jack would have done it without her pushing him to do so.
I agree.
You know, I think Jack very well could have lingered in that spot for a very long time, you know. And I mean, gosh, can we just talk about a masterful performance by Richard Dean Anderson?
Oh, for real.
In this episode? Because you felt every bit of pain in his eyes, in how he was holding his shoulders, and how he swung an axe or a pickaxe or a shovel. Like you felt every bit of it. You were inside his head as he's making his decisions to let this go. When she's got his clothes there and he's like, hey, you should keep that. That's like really good stuff. And she's like, but does it remind you? You could follow his whole train of thought to the point he said, you know what, toss him.
Mm-hmm.
You could follow it. And you were there with him. You went on that journey, all acting. So phenomenal. There's a time that's needed for mourning. It's okay to be sad. But here's the thing. You also have to get back to life. You are still alive. You're still here. You still have things that you need to do. That doesn't mean you forget. That doesn't mean you give up hope. That doesn't mean that you never, ever think about that again, which might be where Lara kind of seemed to really want him to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not helpful, you know, and he told her at some point, he laid down, he's like, look, there's always going to be a piece of me that is from there, that has that in the back of my mind, that holds out hope. And that's fine. That's good. You know, a pet dies. There should be, I recommend if it's a beloved pet, especially something to remember the pet by.
Mm-hmm.
I've shared on this show before, many shows, my Wi-Fi password is my dead dog from 2 dead dogs ago.
Yeah.
My last dead dog has a memorial stone out in our garden, you know, just something, but you have to get on with the business of life. That's a message that, if you are in mourning, please hear me. I'm not saying get over it. What I am saying is take your time to mourn, but also get back to the business of life. And getting back to the business of life does not mean, like I said, forgetting or giving up. It just means getting on with the business of life because you got some stuff you got to do here. And frankly, just like that society needed Jack, they needed his skills. They needed what he could bring. They needed him. They were a small group of people. They needed him to get back and be there. The people around you need you. People in your life need you.
Things need you.
Yep.
I think it's interesting too, and was well done by Lara in that she kept bringing up her husband who had passed, but not in a way of, she wasn't clinging to the person. She was honoring the memory.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like there's that difference. And I think in your message, I really want, like you just very eloquently put the piece of, it's not about getting over it and moving on. It's really about processing it and feeling it and sitting in it and then understanding there's still life. It's still there. But I think the other piece of it that's really key is take that time to mourn. How many people do you know who experience a big loss and that's fine. I'm all right. I'm all right. It's okay. Hey, you know what? It's not okay. It's not. Like, sit in that for a little while or a long while. Sit in it, let it happen, and then proceed with your life. You'll be a changed person because of it. Lara was a changed person because of being with and then losing her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, you know, I mean, that's a good thing. It is a good thing.
Yep. Yeah. So that's one thing.
Sucky thing. That's a good thing.
Sure. So that's one thing. I said I have a second one.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will say this is a bit of Brent's own personal life philosophy. This is how I operate. This is my default mode. And I'm noting it here because it didn't happen.
Okay.
And it makes me upset. when we get to the end and SG1 finally comes back together, they get Jack. Jack's in the garb of the locals. We're going by and they're having that whole goodbye conversation. And you really get the feel, Jeff, this is a goodbye. This is not a so long. This is not a I'll see you. This is a goodbye. I hate that. There is zero reason why Jack should be saying goodbye right now. He has every reason to look at SG1 and say, yes, I'm coming back to work. I work there. I live here. This is where my family is now, but I go to work there. Turns out it's not that long of a commute to get back to the SGC when you go through the Stargate.
Pretty short walk.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's a long walk from the village out to the field where the Stargate is, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
He can go to work, you know? There's zero reason. What they didn't do is they didn't find a way to have both. It was a one or the other. And again, I'm not speaking to how much they do or don't come back to this planet or how much Lair is involved in Jack's life going forward, but I really detest this idea that this now means that you have to go back. The realities of television show making, Jeff, is she's not joining the main cast. There's a spoiler alert,
right?
You know, do we ever see again? Well, I'm not going to dive into that, but you gotta be able to find both. Yeah, figure out this happens in my life all the time. You know, it's hey, my kid wants to take up playing this sport. Well, that's going to be really hard because we have a time conflict with this other thing over. And my wife, who keeps me grounded and keeps me from doing really stupid stuff a lot of times. Okay. This is part of how our relationship works, right? Her first response is usually why we can't do something.
Okay.
Whenever I bring something, well, we can't do that because of this, and the other. And I go, no. That's not, we can't. That's just a challenge to overcome. How do we do both? Do we have a little shuffle? Is she just going to be late from this one thing going into this other? Do we take a pause here? Do we move this temporarily so that we can find room to fit this in? I will tell you, this is also how I often get in trouble and overload my schedule.
There's that too, right?
You know, but you got to find a way to have both. So that being said, we're either one of those two things, Brad. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say on that, there's a tool that I use and I encourage others to use. And it's one of those, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know, self-improvement stuff. It's, you know, eliminate this word from your language. And there's no such thing as mistakes. There's only opportunities and all those kind of platitudes that are out there. Some of them kind of work is the thing. And this is the one where instead of coming in initially with a no, like your wife might, no, we can't for these reasons, flip it and just use this word, this phrase. Yes, if. Yes, we can do that if we give this thing up, if we're late to this thing, if we get the kid an Uber card and, you know, and put him on the account and do whatever. You identify what the options are, what the constraints are, and then you're not making a decision as to whether you do the thing or not. You're making a decision as to if you can deal with those barriers.
With what it means. Yeah.
It's a much different way. And so then, especially when kids want a thing, you know, they're, I want this. Awesome. You want that thing? Here's what we need to say yes to that. Can we get there? And the kid's like, yeah, I can't do those things. Okay, then you have I'm not telling you no. You identified the constraints, admitted they're bigger than the thing. You made your own choice.
You know, I think one of my greatest growths as an employee, as a person, even I dare say as a leader, in so many terms, was coming up with the concept of when a boss, a supervisor taught me this idea, don't bring me problems. Don't bring me problems. I don't ever want to hear a problem come out of your mouth. Bring me a solution. If you're going to come to me and tell me that there's something going on, I need you to have already thought of 2 or 3 ways that we can fix it and get around it. Don't bring me the problem. Bring me the solution. Hey, boss, XYZ is going on. Here are the 3 options that we can do to work around it. Pick one. I recommend this one, by the way.
Right. It's a pretty great way. Well, I'll tell you, in my experience, though, that actually discourages people from bringing things forward. Here's this problem, but I can't really think of how to solve it, so I'm going to keep it quiet. So what you do instead is say, bring me problems and a willingness to collaborate towards the solution.
Maybe I'm just built differently, because that has been one of the greatest strengths I've ever found. And I encourage everybody to do that. Now, people bring me problems all the time and I got to solve it for them. That's a lot of times my job.
Well, that's where you flip it. You don't solve it for them. You say, great, let's sit down and collaborate and do this together.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other, is I try to lead people through the solution themselves. Like, I've already figured it out. I know exactly where to go from here. It just, let me see if I can't help you get to where I already am.
Use that almighty Socratic method to pull them that direction.
Make you feel like you're the one who actually had the idea. So then,
and on the journey, be open to, oh gosh, I didn't consider that. That's pretty brilliant. Let's go that way.
Anyway, so these two things, find a way to do both and take time for mourning, but get on with the business of life. Did Brad sit down and say, I want to do a story about these two things? No. Did he look at this as an opportunity to put those in as actual messages? You know, if we put this up against our litmus test, hope for a better future, maybe. Get on with a better life. Things can be better in the future. Also, just how to be better human beings to one another. Yeah. How dealing with people. I think it fits in there somewhere. Is it overly intentional? Was it super strong? I mean, I felt it was fairly clear. I'm going to go, let's see here. We're going on a scale of 7 chevrons. Jeff, I'm going 3.5 chevrons right in the middle.
Yep. I was thinking 4. 3.5 makes a ton of sense though.
Yep. Right in the middle. Yeah. So Jeff, I get to do the rating. You, my friend, however, get to do the ranking, our 100% completely definitive, immutable, unscrutable ranking of Stargate SG1 Season 3. Jeff, I have no idea where you're going to place this. Like, I have none. Our current top 5, though, is Joel and R's Memory and Devil, you know, the duo episode, in at number 1 together. Number 2 at Forever and a Day, Fair Game, Pretense, Foothold. You got Ergo all the way down at 7. What's wrong with you? Legacies at 8. Sheesh. Jeff, where are you going to place 100 Days?
You're right about Ergo kind of being where it is. It's a little odd for it to be in that spot. So
but it is
this episode, 100 Days, is going to be the new number 7 right above Ergo.
Oh, Jeff.
Again, I didn't dislike Ergo. It's just I liked this one better.
Okay. Well, but let's go through the test here. Okay, because actually I'm going to push back on you just a little bit.
All right.
You get to make the final call here, though. Learning curve. Between Learning Curve and 100 Days, which Learning Curve was the episode with the little kids.
Yep.
Right? That would learn stuff and then they'd pluck a piece of their brain out and lobotomize them.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me between these two episodes. Why is Learning Curve above 100 Days for you?
It's interesting you picked that one because I was looking at 6 or 7 for 100 Days. And I think for me, I'm sticking with Learning Curve just because I love the sci-fi concept behind it. Like, it's just a really great idea that I think they executed really well. Now, 100 Days is an enjoyable episode with a really great interpersonal story in it. It's excellent and it's really well executed. I'm a sci-fi guy.
By the way, both of those episodes feature Richard Dean Anderson with gravitas performances.
Right? Yeah. Who have him as an incredible, like, I'm awesome with kids. And hey, I can also be vulnerable and a great partner too.
And make a kid.
It's a thing he can do. The stuff to do, it's right here, right now.
All right. So you'll go Learning Curve over 100 Days. Fair enough. Jeff, I'll tell you something about 100 Days. It's not actually an episode I watch a whole lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
It is an episode I love. I adore this episode. I don't watch Inner Light a ton. It's not.
I was going to say that.
It's not Ergo for me. It's not a sit down, feel good. Yeah, I got 45 minutes to spare. Let's throw that episode on. It's just not.
Inner Light, 100 Days, City on the Edge of Forever. Like these big episodes of things. I see them. I appreciate them for what they are. I just don't really watch them that much.
I watch them on watch throughs. When I'm doing a watch through, that's when I watch them. But outside of that, I tend to pass over them. Well, Jeff, that's going to do it for us here for 100 Days. Next time, we're watching a fun episode. Well, I think it's a fun episode, but I think every episode of Stargate is a fun episode. The title of this episode, Jeff, Shades of Grey. I feel like I've been giving you hints lately as to episodes.
They've been super helpful. Clearly, I thought Ergo was going to be a water episode.
Here's my hint. Somebody that I guarantee you are not suspecting is going to come back in this one.
Oh.
Shades of Grey. What do you think? I want to see how long I can keep this going. I can give you like the weirdest, most cryptic hint that you'll only understand once you watch the episode. So it doesn't actually give you a hint.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I'm kind of going through all the different little.
You're going through all the people.
It's like, could it be? Could it be? Where I went initially, and maybe this just says a lot about where my head is in life right now. Is like Shades of Grey. Someone's going to break the law, and they're going to like argue about, is it just like this, either or are there shades of gray in the interpretation? I thought this one was going to be a getting arrested episode also. So maybe that's a thing I have on my mind. Shades of gray, I think, I'm hitting all the obvious ones in my head that wouldn't necessarily be the ones that come up. This will be a Broca Divide. The who are the people in Broca Divide?
The Minoan people.
Yeah, those people.
Yeah.
I forget there's dude
Tupelo.
with them. Yeah. Yep.
Tupelo.
That's going to be our person. It's coming back, and I don't know. That's my prediction. Some sort of shade of gray with him.
Some sort of shade of gray. Well, Jeff, you are a good guesser, my friend. And we'll find out just how good of a guesser you are next time right here on Stargate SG1 for the first time. Thank you guys out there so much for joining us. You're amazing. You're awesome. We love this. We love when you guys join us. Please be sure to comment down below or send us in an email. You can do that at our website. Find that contact form. I'm sure that's out there somewhere, Jeff. Eventually, yeah, whatever.
Somewhere.
Anyway, and also don't forget, wherever you are consuming this, please subscribe to the show. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, hit subscribe. If you're on a podcasting app somewhere out there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, the best thing you can do is, the second best thing I should say you can do is leave us a rating and review. That helps other people who are looking for shows about Stargate know that, hey, this is a pretty good one, and attracts more people. So that would be very much appreciated. Ratings and reviews are super important. Also, the best thing you can do is actually just share the show with a friend or a family member or a complete stranger. It doesn't matter, as long as it's somebody that you know who loves SG1 or somebody who, like Jeff over there, needs to get into the gate for the first time. So for that's Jeff. I'm Brent. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next time right here.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah, Jeff, what's up?
I just been thinking a little bit. That's how I end a lot of these episodes is me thinking. You're doing the call to action, doing a great job, and I sit here thinking about it. And it occurs to me that, again, we had to make a choice. You had to make a choice a little while ago, last week, actually. I have another choice for you to make.
Okay.
Are you ready to walk away from Babylon 5 and all of our work we've done there and commit yourself fully now to SG1?
Huh. Why would I need to do that?
Honestly, your Chevron talk hit me really hard, and I got to tell you, you wouldn't have to do that because we can do both.
Indeed. I'm sorry, I didn't do that as stoically as Tilk does. Indeed.
I think it's okay to be a little into that because, it's a thing to be excited about. You can do both.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we are here. Club 65 is open, Jeff. Welcome to Club 65. This is the after show. You have now entered the club. If you've seen what people drop into 65s down in the comment, they talk about Club 65. First of all, you're not supposed to talk about Club 65 outside of Club 65. You just drop cryptic hints in the comments and stuff to let people know, at least those who are in the know. Because if you know what Club 65 is, then you know. If you don't, then if anybody's guessing like, hey, is Club 65 this thing over here? They clearly don't know, because you either know for sure or you don't. This is typically the part of the show Jeff and I just kind of hang out. We shoot the breeze. Maybe we talk about some things from the show that we didn't work into our conversation one way or another, or we talk about something completely different. We've done like podcasting deep dives into the business here before, or YouTube channel stuff. We've talked about football and other fandoms. We'll talk about anything. So Jeff, I'm going to lay it on you right now. We never have planned topics for
no,
this.
We don't. We don't ever.
Did you give us everything from this episode? Was there anything you were holding back or you just didn't get to as you were talking about it?
I think I took less notes for this episode than anyone I have.
I think that's always a good sign for when you're into an episode.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think also like a lot of the episodes, I take a lot of notes because it's like, oh, there's a name I need to remember. Oh, there's something called Naquada or, Nicotel, Nicotel.
Is that Nicotel? Right.
That I got to keep it, so it's that this was just, I mean, like you said, this episode can exist in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it doesn't even have to be sci-fi. It could just literally be, the ship wrecked and they're stuck there and whatever. So it didn't have a lot of that. It was just literally just story and relationship. It was pretty cool. I did think it was weird though. We talked about it during the episode part of it, but like Lara had Garen as her son, and he had a sister too, didn't he? Wasn't it a sister he ran off to the caves with?
I don't think that was a sister.
That's when he ended up being like, "Oh, I blindfolded my way to you."
Yeah.
But like, he was like a fully grown dude, and she's like, "I want another kid." I don't know about any of you out there, but like, if your kid and that countdown to 18 starts right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I had from it, really.
Yeah, I honestly admit I have not seen this episode 47 times. There are some episodes I legitimately have seen more than 47 times. This one's just not one of them. Yeah, but gosh, I love this episode though. I really do. Was it really clear that this is the inner light?
Oh yeah, very. I think it was as soon. It really was when he was in the canoe, coming by. It's like, okay. This is him building his life while they're coming to save him.
The only thing he could have done better than that was just start playing a flute.
Exactly.
Like,
you know what I wish he did though? Like, it was only 3 months. It wasn't that long, but like, he wasn't scruffy at all. His hair was exactly the same. It would have been cool if he scruffed up a little bit while he was there.
Yeah.
Also, that's time in the makeup chair, and he was probably just like, "Yeah, no, I actually have to act in this episode. So how about you leave me alone and let me do that?"
Because it's not like he could have like a week off to grow something out and then come back and shave. Like, because he had to make the last episode. Jeff, how long does it take you to shave or to grow back out? You've recently cut it down again.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to take it? Huh?
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2-3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, probably right around.
I know people do that in like 2 days. Like,
yeah, I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy either.
You're not. You've been working on that one for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I shaved at Christmas, and here I am.
Both my hair and my beard are like, I almost never bring my beard this low. Like I just, it's too gray anymore to do it. It just blends in.
But what, did you lose a bet or something?
No, sometimes because I'll trim, right? I'll trim, and then sometimes I mess up, and it's easier just to be like, it's just start over and bring it back. In a couple of weeks, I'll have the stuff to work with. But like, I go get my hair cut, and it's literally, I'll get my hair cut. I don't even have to comb my hair. It's so short. Yeah. Oh, my beard. It's so, and then just one day, holy crud, how'd this thing get out of control?
So for me, like my hair, it kind of does that deal where like everything's good. I'm like, it's starting to get a little shaggy. Do I need to go? Maybe. I don't know. I can, and I'll put it off, and then I'll put it off, and I'll put it off. And then it's like my wife is looking at me going, "You're going to get your hair cut today." So although I will tell you, when we moved here and she got hooked up with her hairdresser, she got me on her schedule. And so now like before I leave her, I have already scheduled the next one for 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
So I'm on a schedule. Like I don't even have to put it off anymore. Like it just, but truthfully, I probably could stand a haircut about every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I really could. Like 4 weeks is kind of cut.
I've been doing 6. And that is my hair stylist's fault, because she's like, "You get done, cool, you on a schedule about 6 weeks out?" And every single time I'm like, "Yeah, I should do 4 or 5 weeks," and then I never do. She's like, "You want to do?" Yeah, I'll do that. Sure, I probably should. The last time I went, I asked her about it's like, "Hey, so you might have noticed when you're working back there, you're not having to cut as much hair up here on the top. Like, what can I do about that?" And she's like, "Nothing." You can spend a lot of money on gimmicks and stuff and different things. Yeah, but really you can't do much of anything.
You know what I would do? I mean, you do you, pal. You do you. Me? I'm taking the whole thing off.
So I would love to do that. I have a good friend. He's in his mid-20s, and he went fast.
Yeah.
And his saying was, if it won't grow, go low. And he just took it all off. Yeah. My thing is I have extremely sensitive skin. And I get acne like crazy, chest, back, all the time. Like I have a pretty rigorous skin care routine just to keep myself like kind of normal. And so like I tend to get breakouts in the back of my neck and my hairline and my hair in here, which is fine. I can manage it, whatever. But I did shave my head one time. I had a coworker who was going through chemo for lung cancer, and a bunch of us shaved our heads in support of her. And like I had the ring around the head hairstyle, but it was just acne, and I couldn't, and ingrown hairs. So it's not really an option for me.
That's sad. Like I said, you do you, pal. You not everybody's the same, but
yeah. Although
that's what I say I would do.
I started, and this was at my stylist recommendation when I wash my hair now, because I get my hair cut a lot. I don't have to use fancy shampoo or conditioner or whatever. I actually use a face wash with salicylic acid in it. And then I go through and make sure I rub it down into the pores and stuff. And it's been a lot better back there. So I don't know, maybe I could try it sometime. Just need to make sure it's during a time I can hide away long enough for some hair to grow back. It's a problem you're not going to have.
Hopefully not. I mean, hey, listen, anything can happen eventually, but
True.
You know, the men in my family, on both sides of my family, you know, genetically, we tend to keep our hair. We don't have a whole lot of bald people in my family. We just don't. I got lucky on that level.
Pretty lucky.
You know, not many of us can grow out a good beard.
No,
I've got a
trade-off.
cousin. I have a cousin. He totally got it from his mom's side. His dad and my dad are brothers. He totally got it from his mom's side of the family, because like we just don't grow beards in this family. It's me, or it's not just me. Like it's the genetics run strong in my family. Let's put it that way. I never forget the first time my wife went to a family reunion, and this is the like my named family reunion. You know, that the branch, you know, and she's just looking around and she's looking at me and she's looking at all these other people that most of them I've never met myself. And she's like, I see, I understand now.
It's all so clear.
Right. She's like, this is genetic. And she looked at me and she went, so when we have kids, I'm like, it's theirs too. And so when she got pregnant with our first child, who was a boy, you know, her thing was, I need a good, strong name. Why? Just, you know, because he's a man. Because she's like, no, because have you seen his father?
Right.
He better have a good, strong name if he's going to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, but people don't understand. Look, I know you can't really tell through the video. Jeff, you know, you've seen me. I am a large human being in more ways than one. And I'm not
more than just your personality.
Yes. And I'm not being nasty when I say this. I am a rather tall individual. Jeff, you're actually a rather tall individual too.
Yeah.
But I'm a rather tall individual, and other things like beefy would certainly be the word. So
that's fair. Well, I think the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? And your son is an absolute brick house.
He is,
and at a young age, and it's not. And I want to be really clear for both of you. It's not like flubby. It's just mass that's there. Like just there's a lot of you and a lot of him.
Yeah, he is solid.
Yeah,
and thick. Now he's got a little bit of padding, but he is thick. And you know, I never have to worry about somebody like pulling up beside him in a van and kidnapping him.
No,
because they would pop a hernia.
Yeah, they need a team.
Legitimately.
Dude, I've seen that kid play football, right? Yeah. And like, I have no doubt you could put him on an O-line against high school kids, and they'd work him over, but he would stand his ground. Like,
they would try to move him, and you know, if he gets his feet dug in the right way, if he's got his angles in the right way, they're not moving him. And he is pushing back on them, and they're the ones going the wrong direction, which makes him a fantastic player.
It was almost unfair, like watching him play against that. It's just like, oh, that poor kid.
You know, I will tell you, and I truly believe this. And I, you know, this isn't just me as a proud papa speaking. This is me as an analyst looking at this. I'm not saying he's ever going to go pro, but this can take him to college.
Oh, I agree.
He can go to college on a full ride scholarship playing football. If he wants to, if he likes the sport, which he does right now, he loves it. He's got a few years left. I can't imagine this waning for him, but he legitimately could go play college. What happens from there, I think is going to depend on his development and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he's way too young for me to make a prognostication of going to be a professional, but you know, the kid can.
Yeah. Genetically, no problem. He's got the work ethic right now, you know, but that's the thing that he's got now. You don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, we got to see what puberty does to the kid first.
That's for sure. I could change everything.
Right.
Changes.
Yes. And folks, hey, listen, one of the things I do want to point out, because I know there's people out there that are cringing. There is an a known and anticipated calculated risk for letting a kid play. He does play full tackle football, but I will tell you, the risk for him at this age is rather low with where he is. And his organization takes the utmost pride in player safety. And they have spared no expense. He is fully protected, fully padded, doing things that they're just now starting to do at the NFL level, with like the guardian caps and safety things that they have going on. So like I said, there is always a risk, but it is a calculated risk, and he's been just fine. And
yeah, they're ahead under the guardian caps. I'm like, what are those
they look
condoms
so
on their
ugly.
head?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
But they're so protected. And I just want to say this to anybody out there who is considering letting a kid at whatever age, okay, play full tackle football. Please make sure the organization you go to puts safety first and really makes that a huge priority. And if they don't, pull your kid out, because it is too risky, too risky to not.
Yeah. Stakes are way too high.
Yeah. So that's just my 2 cents. So
that's fair.
Anyway, Jeff, I think it's time for us to get out of here.
I think so too.
Close up the club. Hey, listen, Club 65, you guys are amazing. Please drop 65 down below in the comments. Let us know you were here, and we'll talk to you guys next time when we're watching Shades of Grey.
Yeehaw!
That's the sound drop. You might have just woken somebody up with that.
Yeah, we're gonna get an email complaining.
It was politely asked, and that was a long time ago.
The videos go, they normalize the audio. I don't understand. I'm like, it's just the frequency probably more than anything. So
you know what? Okay. Oh my gosh, Jeff, you just opened it up.
opened
Sorry.
it. Yep.
No, we're still on. We're still recording. So as a sound guy, one of the things that I learned, this would be like, if you're taking sound in college, this would be a 400 level class, maybe a 300 level class, that you really have to understand how things work and what's going on to understand this concept. There is in almost every situation, no such thing as too loud. Now, you could be too close to the speaker. Okay. That's dangerous. But by the time, if you're standing in appropriate distance from speakers, from where you're supposed to be, the sound dissipates so much that you're well under the safety limits of what it should be. What hurts people's ears is bad frequencies, not volume level. Volume has to do with amplitude, which is how loud things are, but frequency is what hurts people's ears.
Right, because there's frequency, it's like, and then there's the amplitude, which is,
yeah. So if you're working particularly in like a theater or a house of worship, or something that is an enclosed space that you're not trying to melt faces with, and people come back and complain like, oh, it's too loud. Oh, it's too loud. That's not actually their complaint. There's some frequencies that are hurting my ears. Has nothing to do with how loud it is. I have heard things that are, you know, the best place to me, and I just marvel at it every time I go as a sound guy, Disney World. When you go see their stage shows, their audio, everything is loud. It's crystal clear. It's mixed well. It is up there on everybody can hear everything just clearly, but it does not hurt at all. It's perfect every time. I've never heard bad sound at Disney ever. Somebody's emailing right now. I have.
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
You know,
I've not. I've been there a lot. So anyway, bad frequencies is what it is. So yeah, the different sound drops that we do sometimes that hurt people's ears. It's not because they're too loud. It's because they're real crappy frequencies.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares. This is why we save this for Club 65, because nobody really cares about this except for uber nerds about stuff like this, like me. Jeff's even right now sitting here going, Brent, shut up and turn this thing off.
Well, I'm like, I know. Let's talk about.
You're a sound guy like I am. Like you're a nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Like, let's talk about Rush's Grace Under Pressure and the way that the drums and the guitars were in the same frequency mix, and that in the remaster, that's all they did. How do we pull the guitars up to a different frequency so it separates those things?
Yep.
Like, that's the thing. You always hear about bands going and mixing what does that mean, mixing? I remember my first record I ever did, we're going to go to mix. I thought it was just setting the volume levels of all the different things. No. When you play the drums, for example, I had, 12 tracks with the cymbals and the drums, because they mic a lot of this stuff individually. And so it's all these different volume levels just based on how I hit things. So that's a piece of it.
It changes with how hard you hit each piece.
Each time.
Yeah.
And that's where things like compression and normalization and stuff become really, really important to, help give you a margin of error for that kind of stuff. But the big thing was like, so your bass player is going to live in this frequency range. Your rhythm guitar is going to live in this frequency range. It's really to that level of making sure each important voice has its own frequency range. Otherwise, they cover each other up.
And you cut out. So like an acoustic guitar, you tend to cut out the frequencies from the acoustic guitar where the bass lives. You gotta have some crossover. You can't just completely mute it out.
Like it's not a layer cake. There's
There's definitely some blending, mixing. That has to happen, but generally speaking, you're going to cut out those particular frequencies. Singers, you got to do the same thing with singers. Singers have
you got to make sure
if you get singers that all come in that are all singing the same tone, you're going to have nightmares. You've got to do some stuff. You also have to spread it out too. That's another trick you can use is you pan them to different sides and instead of building a house up this way, you're actually building it out this way.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot now with like, you've got like I use Logic Pro and you can 8-dimensional sound. And you can really, really start doing stuff.
So cool.
It's wild.
It's so cool.
But like with the acoustic guitars, a lot of times in a lot of music, you'll hear like the main rhythm, the melody's on an electric guitar, but there's an acoustic guitar backing it up.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily hear the music of the acoustic guitar. You hear the strings, right? The slide of the left hand as they're holding the notes, kind of the pick on the strings.
Yep.
It's texture that it provides. The notes are already there, and that's all the mix, getting all the pieces kind of plugged in there.
You should not, in general, the average person should not hear a mix and be able to pick out each individual instrument.
Exactly. That's the whole point. This is the song.
Yeah. As a sound guy, I do every single time. I can't listen to a piece of music and not separate it out because my ear is trained that way. My brain works that way.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about that a while ago. The time we recorded this, about a month or so ago, I went out into the woods and did a bunch of mushrooms and listened to Rush when I did that because that's what I'm going to do. And I remember telling you, I'm like I usually listen to the drums and the lyrics. But this time I listened to the bass, and not just the bass, but his fingers on the strings on the bass. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, you should not be able to hear that.
I just want to put out, guys, I've known Jeff for several years at this point. Mm-hmm. Jeff is not a typical recreational drug user.
No.
There was a specific
It was a facilitated experience.
That's a great word, a facilitated experience.
Yeah.
This is not a normal thing for Jeff just to go out and drop shrooms.
No. I worked with a professional, and it was
and he lives up in the Pacific Northwest where they do that kind of stuff, that freaky hippie stuff up there all the time. So, anyway.
Yeah. Thank you for that clarification. It is an important one.
I went out camping and dropped a bunch of shrooms. I was like, oh my God.
Just left my kid in the tent. It was probably okay. Like,
dog was in the car. I'm good.
Yeah. I'll crack the window.
Yeah. But oh my gosh. Separating them out is one of the tricks I've learned, and I kind of really love this trick, is speaking about like when you pan people out, is I like to and this particularly works for live audio, wherever they are on the stage, I pan to them. So if a drummer is off to the left, I'm going to take all the drums and I'm going to push them over. I'm not going to push them like hard left. Mm-hmm, unless they're way the freak over there, but like if my bass player's over here, if this singer's on this side versus this side, I'm going to pan them. And I'm going to kind of try to audibly separate them as you visually can see them on stage, so that and people are like, well, wait a minute, but if the drums are over there, shouldn't you put the speakers in over on the other side? And I'm like, no, you actually shouldn't put them in over there. Mm-hmm. Because if your speaker stacks are all balanced where they need to be, they're going to hear it coming from over there. And when they hear the drums, they're not looking over this way. They're looking over that way where they can see the drums. But it also helps you with audio spatial stuff,
Yeah.
And it separates out frequencies a lot easier for you sometimes. And
because it's physically placing them in different spots. Also, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
The spatial audio stuff's great. They're remixing a lot of the classic stuff in there. And here I go again. Rush's Moving Pictures. They did. And that's kind of people see as their opus. And it's a great record, but it has Tom Sawyer on it. That's the song a lot of people know. And I remember the first time I listened to it, I had my earbuds in, listened to the spatial audio mix, And Rush has always been ahead of the curve on mixing. They were panning stuff and really using placements even back in the 70s when the equipment wasn't as robust. But for the first time, when I listened to it, I could actually hear in my head Neil move down the rack of toms. Like as it moved from his left to right, I heard it from my right to left as if I was watching him, and it was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's really cool how they can do that.
All right. I think it's time. We're going to get out
almost
for
2
this
hours.
time.
We should probably wrap this.
Yeah. This is mostly, well, no, this is Patreon and YouTube. Yeah. We'll get that out there.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. This goes to YouTube.
All right. Peace out, guys.